up, guys? It's Shay. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about beauty, nursing, and lifestyle weekly. For those of you guys that are new, I've been a registered nurse for 3 years and I'm also a nurse practitioner student. I've been granted the pleasure with reviewing a workbook by Picmonic that is targeted for NCLEX students. And the NCLEX basically is a certification exam that you need to actually practice as a registered nurse. I feel like I have been honored to review this because I've been out of the NCLEX game, guys, for 3 years. So you'll be very shocked at what I have to say about this workbook, but I've taken my time to review it for the last couple weeks and I do want to share my thoughts with you guys. So if you are interested, stay tuned. We're going to jump right into it. So let's talk about Picmonic for a quick 30 seconds before we get into their workbook. I've been using this program for quite a while. I was an undergrad back in the day, yes, and I use this program to help me achieve, especially in courses like pharmacology and pathophysiology. When you get those courses, you kind of get a soup. That's the best way I can explain it. So the most important part of the soup to me, in my opinion, is the potatoes and the meat. Everything else in that soup is just extra, and that's how your textbook is. Everything else in that textbook is extra, and you really want to get to the meat and potatoes so you can understand the content. Picmonic pulls out that meat and the potatoes for you and lets you indulge on that meat and potatoes so you don't have to worry about all the extra fluff and all the extra seasonings and juices in between that. So that's why I really like using Picmonic. Now, when you're preparing for your NCLEX, I love the fact that Picmonic touched on this. Your NCLEX is not something you can cram for the night before and get an A on. Your NCLEX is like a marathon. You have to train before you take that NCLEX. Some people start studying as far as a year back, and honestly, in my opinion, your nursing program should start in the fundamentals, preparing you for the NCLEX. Luckily, this workbook is a 4-week practice, so this will really get down, like I said, to that meat and potatoes and prepare you for your NCLEX within a month, guys. So this is the workbook. So as you can see, it is targeted as a 4-week practice for the NCLEX. I do like this workbook because the first thing I seen when I flipped through it is the fact that it actually has like a schedule for you. You guys know I'm a planner babe, so I love anything that's going to organize you and tell you what to do or give you a to-do list. So as you can see, it breaks down not only in a monthly mode, but in a weekly mode with an hourly schedule for you to study. And it gives you check boxes at the bottom with courses and direction on how to study for your NCLEX. This doesn't have dates in it. It's not pre-existing, like, you know, January to March or June to like April. So you can actually go in here and personalize it for yourself. It's not like, oh, I can only buy this if I'm taking the NCLEX in January. I can only buy it if I'm taking the NCLEX in June. And that's one of the beneficial things that I first found about this guide. You can tell I'm a foodie because I was talking about meat and potatoes and soup in the beginning. But basically what I mean by that analogy, guys, is this workbook really takes the time to actually help you do activities that are beyond just reading a textbook and questions. I don't like not questions. I think NCLEX questions are the best way to study for the NCLEX, but sometimes you need to pull yourself away from textbooks and questions and words on paper and just be able to apply yourself to the content. Because if you don't understand the content, you not only won't be able to, you know, use critical thinking to find out those questions, but you also need to understand the content to practice as a good nurse. So this takes the time to actually break down things that are important for you. One thing I definitely liked about this book, and I think I bookmarked it in here, is they give you like the top 100 Picmonics for the NCLEX. So it literally takes the time to tell you what are the most important things that are included in their program that you will most likely see on the NCLEX. And as I flip through some of this stuff, I can really tell you guys, I can't remember my questions on the NCLEX, but I can definitely remember the topics, and the things that they pinpointed in here were things I seen frequently on my tests. One thing that's also important, in my opinion, when you're preparing for your NCLEX is that you need to be therapeutic. You need to be doing things, you know, you have long days of studying. You're probably studying for the minimum an hour and for the maximum probably of 5 or 6 hours a day. When it's time to wind down from that day, you want to review the information, but you also want to be therapeutic and taking care of yourself. So I tell people, you know, go out and get ice cream at the end of your study day. Go enjoy a good meal. When you get in bed at night, you want to clear your mind. This workbook also provides a way for you to be therapeutic and still be learning. So if you guys flip to the back, you'll see I bookmarked it. It has coloring pages. So get you some colored pencils, get you some crayons, and just sit in your bed and color at night. And not only are you reviewing NCLEX information, but you're also provided with pages that will just help you just, you know, get all that weight from studying out of your day. Okay guys, so we will take a flip through this book at the end of my video, but I do want to share with you guys a couple of frequently asked questions I'm pretty sure I will get about this book. So the first thing I know I'm going to hear is, what is the cost? I'm going to tag the cost right down here in my video, but one thing I can definitely tell you guys is this book is one of the cheaper things that will prepare you for your NCLEX. All my other NCLEX prep books that I used back in the day were a lot more pricier than what I'm including here. Now the next question I know I'm going to hear is, do I have to buy the program in order to use this workbook? In my opinion, I feel like you're really going to need the program of Picmonic in order to be successful for this workbook. And the prices for Picmonic, again, are not expensive compared to other resources I use like ATI and UWorld and things like that. Also, you have to remember, you can use this program even after you take your NCLEX to help you as you're guiding your way as a new grad. So one thing I am going to show you guys is how these like Picmonics apply to the workbook in depth with the content. So I did bring up like the hypoglycemia picture. So when you go on Picmonics app, you're going to see a Picmonic on hypoglycemia, and it's going to give you quirky little things to help you remember all the things that are included in the hypoglycemia assessment. When you go into your workbook, you're going to go into your workbook, you know, after you've reviewed your Picmonics for the day, and you're going to start filling out, what does this mean when it comes to a hypoglycemia assessment? What does this mean when it comes to a hypoglycemia assessment? And this is going to help you remember those things you're going to look for when someone has hypoglycemia or low blood sugar. So like I said, this is very good at pulling out the content out of like just the textbooks and the words. It's really getting you deep down into understanding and remembering what you need to be successful not only on your NCLEX but also when you practice. I promise you guys a flip through at the end of the video, but since we brought up that, you know, hypoglycemia assessment, and I'm telling you that the program is very beneficial to use the workbook, I do want to give you guys a quick glance at what the Picmonic looks at when you are on their program online or even on your phone. So I'm actually going to go into my Picmonic app on my phone because I really want to show you guys that you don't even have to carry this workbook around with you all day. Are you working, you know, preparing for your NCLEX? Watch your Picmonics, you know, on your break at work, go home and work on your workbook. It's really easy and simple as that. So I'm actually going to bring up the app now. So if you guys can see on here, this is what the app Picmonic looks like. And then I'm in my app and I'm going to go and search for that hypoglycemia assessment.
You'll always remember hypoglycemia assessment as the hippo glue bottle leaking glue all over the place and inconveniencing his neighbors. Hypoglycemia can occur due to too much insulin, shown as too many insect syringes, as well as in states causing decreased glucose. Down arrow glue bottle.
As you guys are looking at the picture, you know they talked about too much insulin, so ant insulins or insect insulins. So that's like the little quirky things I'm telling you guys you can remember. Now Picmonic on the app also helps you because they have quizzes. So after you go through these videos and watch them in their full capacity, it will offer you a little story at the end, and it will also offer you a quiz. These quizzes are good. You can take daily quizzes to help you also prepare for your NCLEX. And like I said, they're going to match right up with these little workbook activities because you're going to be practicing the same content. So it's really good that you also get the program so you can stay on top of that. Now, they don't only include those pictures, guys. I've seen word searches in here, and I was actually doing a couple of the word searches to help me study for one of my exams as a nurse practitioner. So that is very, you know, unique about this book because it's not only, you know, pictures and things like that. It's interactive content that's going to get you thinking about the most important pieces of nursing, but in different ways. So I know I did promise you guys that I would do like a quick little flip to give you a quick little preview. So let's do that before we close out the video. So we're going to start here. Like I said, you have your pictures, you have your notes that you can take in the pictures. You have your top Picmonics for NCLEX, and like I said, those word searches, those crossword puzzles, matching. There's activities in here for you guys to do weekly to help you prepare for your exam. Okay guys, so I'm pretty sure you can obviously tell what my views are on this workbook based on all the information I provided to you guys. I definitely do recommend this workbook. I think it's pivotal to studying for your NCLEX. I'm very jealous that I did not have it when I needed it, but I'm very grateful that I'm able to provide it for you guys, and also that I'm able to use it for myself. Like I told you guys, I'm using this now as a nurse practitioner student, and it's an Nclex workbook, and I'm even using it, you know, when I'm at work and I'm trying to decide, okay, I don't remember going over this in nursing school. When I get home, I open this book and it has a lot of ways for me to, you know, refresh my memory on things. Like I said previously in the video, the NCLEX is something that is not a one and done deal. It is a marathon, as they also tell you in this workbook. You have to train for it. You have to get yourself used to that content, because you're remembering content not only to pass the test, but also to save people's lives. So that is very pivotal. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming through to my channel. Make sure you subscribe on your way out if you're not already subscribed. I will, again, include links down in the description box below, not only for this workbook, but also for the Picmonic program, because they do coincide. It is like 90% recommended. If you get this book, you make sure you have some form of the Picmonic. They have tons of subscriptions. They have affordable options. I know a lot is going on right now with finances and the current pandemic, but they do have things available, and I do have a code down in the description box that will save you some coins. So make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you stay safe out here, and I will see you in my next upload.